At the same time, some of the most lost individuals I know are those who claim to have a relationship with God by all accounts in Scripture, but are unknown by Christ. They have a manufactured godliness that isn't given by the Spirit. They know the Christianese. They pray powerless prayers. They typically follow a Jesus that suits them rather than the Christ that's presented in Scripture in all his holiness, in all his justice, and yes, in all his mercy and love too. These are the ones when you see the true Christ before them, when they see the true Christ before them, they reject him. And they advocate for the incapable Jesus that they fabricated in their own minds. My Jesus would never do something like that. Well, your Jesus is probably not found in the words of Scripture. Am I talking to anybody today, church? These are the ones that get offended when you say, I'm going to go there a little bit. Can I go there a little bit? These are the ones that get offended when you say things like, hey, Jesus hates abortion. And they say, what? Hold on. Not my Jesus. Yes, Jesus hates abortion according to Scripture. These are the ones that are taken back and offended when you say Jesus is against homosexuality. You say, well, hold on. But God is love. According to the Scriptures, Jesus is against homosexuality. Jesus doesn't favor one ethnicity over another. Right? Have you ever heard anybody get upset about something like that? Or how about Jesus wants your undivided attention every single Lord's day? Well, I got stuff to do on Sunday, Pastor. I'm sorry. According to Scripture, Jesus wants your undivided attention every Lord's day. These are the ones that get offended when you say Jesus wants to be worshiped as a specific way and not the way that you want to worship him. Jesus requires holiness. Jesus makes no exceptions for you. They get upset when they hear those basic truths because it intrudes on their comfortable lives. Were you uncomfortable hearing any of those? Did any of that make you uncomfortable? What does God owe you then? Have you ever witnessed the indignation that comes from those who are offered the true Christ presented in Scripture, but they don't believe him? I have. I've seen quote unquote Christians get mad when you put forth the Scriptures, the truth of Christ before them, and they don't agree. And here we have an actual literal story of that happening. A literal story of their response and how they act to the true Christ.